Hi everyone, welcome back to another Beyblade Burst Turbo unboxing, and today we're going to be looking at probably what for me has been one of the hardest turbo bays to get hold of other than Turbo Valtrak, Turbo Spryzen S4, and in my opinion the best turbo bay in this series. So a quick moment to have a look at the front here before moving over to the back for our parts breakdown. So we'll start up top here. So Turbo Spryzen S4 is a balanced type of bay, and then we've got our energy layer. So it has the ability to switch in between left and right spin, and as well as that it also features another gimmick which we will go over once he's opened up. And then we've got our forge disc, so two-part forge disc, disc and frame, and that's going to be DR68, so the O disc and wall frame attached. And then we've got our performance tip, which is TB12S, or the Slingshock version of Zeta. And then we'll move to our overall stat for the bay. So 9 to attack, so right up there on the attack scale. Then 2 for burst, 4 for defense, 8 for weight. So good amount of weight with this bay, which is nice to see, especially for a turbo bay. Then we've got 3 for agility and 4 to stamina. And then down to the performance of our tip here. So on the scale here, we've got 3 for power and 3 to speed. So even on both those ends. And that's it for our packaging. Let's get him opened up. Okay, everything is out of our packaging now, and let's check out that energy layer. So here is our Turbo Spryzen energy layer with a very balanced design, some deflective surfaces for defense, some sharp surfaces, some teeth there for grip, for offense. And then weight wise, it's got a good amount to help with stamina. And we'll do a quick comparison with the Takiratomi Chozi Spriggan. And Hasbro like to leave some spots plain where the stickers would be from the TT one. So you can see that either side here, and a few spots there, as well as on these two, and finally these ones. And then we've got the exclusion of metal from Hasbro on their layer. So with Takiratomi Chozi Spriggan, it's got a metal core, and then Hasbro's Turbo Spryzen just has plastic. But even though it doesn't have metal, both layers are very similar in how much they weigh. Then we've got the exact same gimmicks from both of them, which is awesome. Both with the ability to change their spin direction from left to right. And we've got another gimmick, which Takiratomi called burst stoppers, and Hasbro are calling turbo wings, which I will go over right now. So we've got some tabs here on either side of the layer, and when you launch your bay hard enough, they will release. And I'll just quickly show you. And they release opposite from each other as well. And that's, according to Hasbro, provides a bit of extra attack, as well as bringing out some plastic on the inside here to provide burst resistance to the layer. So when your forge disc does come to that point, it is that much harder for it to get past it, and preventing or providing resistance to your bay bursting. And you just push those back in to bring everything back to normal, so you can take your bay apart. And we'll flip over, and I'll give you a quick moment to grab the QR code, and then I'm going to demonstrate how you do change your spin direction. So with your ripcord provided, it's got this section to it which you can place inside the center there. It's got a slot which it fits into nicely, and then on the backside layer we've got a printed R and L, so let you know what spin direction it is, with these two little bits of plastic point to them, to those to that lettering, and you just give a bit of a twist to change that, and you'll hear a click, and then another rather large click to indicate it's now locked into place, and you've now changed your spin direction. And that's it for our layer. Let's have a look at that forge disc next. So for that we get the O forge disc, and this is the same one we got with the previous Spryzen as well. It has a good amount of weight to it. It's a stamina style of disc for that reason, as well as the surface being very rounded. It comes with quite a lot of bays actually, and yeah, that's it for that. Let's move on to that frame. With that we get the wall frame, and you can pretty much see why it's called that. It's got some very long sections surrounding it, which actually tends to scrape the surface of the stadium a little bit when your bay gets on a certain angle. It makes it hard to angle launch it, and when you're taking it off balance it tends to do the same. And it's a sort of defensive style of frame, so even though it's pretty well rounded, we've got a pretty rough surface with all those grooves on those sections. But in saying that, this is one of the few bays from the Turbo series where we actually do get a frame, so that's nice. Yeah, we'll move on to our performance tip lastly. For that one we get the Slingshock version of Zeta Dash, and it's only Dash because of its design. We don't get the stronger spring that you do with the Takiratomi Dash drivers. And as far as Slingshock versions of performance tips go, this is the weirdest one available, and I'll explain why in a moment. But first we'll go over how it works. So it has the ability to change modes. At the moment it's locked into place, and you just pull the tip up to release it, and you can change to a different tip. So rotate around just once here, and up comes our stamina tip, and push it back down to lock it in, and then we'll pull him up once again to release him, and then another rotation we get our attack tip and push him down, and you see it's got that foot design to it, which gives it that attack movement. And then finally we'll move over to what I was talking about as being a weird design for Slingshock mode. And so this is what is usually the defense tip, but now it's defense and Slingshock in one. And I'll quickly show you the Takiratomi version here. So it's very rounded in its design, or it used to be very rounded in its design, and now it's been flattened off, and that gives us extra movement. So not that much of a defense tip anymore. With that extra movement, it's going to be pretty much another attack tip, or the Slingshock tip. And in the instructions it says what it's in at the moment. So lift it up as it is the defense side of it, and then when you push it down, which is basically just locking it into place, that is the Slingshock mode. And that's very weird because for one, you're not going to be able to keep it up in that position. It's just going to move down on launch when Bay hits the stadium, and it's still the same tip, so you're still going to get the same movement from it. So yeah, very weird. Anyways, that's our Slingshock performance tip, and let's piece this guy together and have a feel of those slopes. Let's gather up all of our parts. We'll get that frame on, and a moment of truth. Here we go, and a little bit of resistance to get it on to start with, and oh, nice. Well, it moves down what seem like to be some really steep slopes, actually. So if I try to move it back the opposite way, it just reverses itself, and with quite a bit of movement. So, you know, not the strongest resistance grip wise, but slope wise, that's a very nice angle, and that is definitely going to help in preventing this guy from bursting. And then we've got the addition of those turbo wings. So all in all, I'm really liking this bay, and I can see why it has been called the best in this turbo series. Let's get our stadium out and finish off with a test launch. Alright, stadium is out, and let's start with stamina. And I'm not going to change rotations here. I'm going to try and get those turbo wings to extend. And 3, 2, 1, let it rip. So, as it suggests, a stamina mode, just spinning strong. And let's slow him up, and there we go. Our wings have extended, and you see, provide some nice resistance there to bursting. Next up, we've got attack. There we are. Slipping a little bit there before taking off. That's it for attack, and wings extended once again. And finally, our Slingshock mode. Really aggressive movement. Wow. And that wall frame scraping. Definitely an aggressive tip. Alright, well, that's it for this unboxing. I hope you liked the video. Wings extended once again. And until next time, enjoy the rest of your day.